Now the next building material, next important building material is mortar. Okay, what is mortar? Anyone? Mortar means, so you can see this picture and you can tell the definition of the mortar. It is the mixture of cement, sand, and water. Okay, the mixture of cement, sand, and water will constitute the cement mortar. Okay, cement mortar. The main uses of this cement mortar is it has got several applications. Basically, it is used for construction of the masonry walls. Okay, to join the bricks between to join the layers of the bricks. Okay, horizontally as well as vertically. We will use this mortar. Then for plastering purpose. Okay, for plastering of the walls, we need mortar. Then if there is any repair work, if there is any cracks observed in a building, okay, if you want to fix that crack, we will use mortar only. We will fill that crack by this mortar only. Okay. Then apart from this, we will also use this mortar for making some ornaments like pots. Okay, and even the furnitures in uh, public parks and all, you can see the furnitures made by this cement mortar only. Okay, along with some steel mesh. Okay, or the reinforcement. So this is how this cement mortar has got various applications. Okay. So coming uses of the mortar I have already discussed. Plastering work, manufacture of even manufacture of the precast pipes. Okay, precast pipes also we will use this mortar. Repair of the cracks. Then ornamental purpose. Then coming to the types of mortar. Types of mortar. There are around a total 9 different types of mortar. Okay. All of you, please note down the important points. Okay. All of you note down the important points. I hope everyone are sitting with your notes. Okay, note the key points. Okay. I may check your notes in the next offline class. Coming to the types of mortar, first one is lime mortar. Lime mortar means it is the mixture of lime, sand, and water. See, in ancient days or in olden days, there was no concept of cement. Cement was not there. The main raw material we used to make the mortar is lime only. Okay, by using lime only, we used to make the mortar. Therefore, the lime mortar is the mixture of lime, sand, and water. Okay. In whatever the ancient constructions which have been constructed now, all those constructions are made by using this lime mortar only. Say about mm, 40 to 50 years back, whatever the constructions we have, all those constructions were built by using this lime mortar only. Okay. So instead of cement, lime will come. Lime mortar means the mortar which contains lime in place of cement. Okay. So the mixture of lime, sand, and water is called as lime mortar. Then second type, gauged mortar. Okay. Gauged mortar. Gauged mortar means it is here what we will do is partially we will add the lime. Okay. Partially we will add the lime and remaining percent we will add cement along with the sand and the water. That is called as gauged mortar. So the mixture of cement, lime, sand, and water is called as gauged mortar, which means the cement and the lime are gauged at some required proportions. Okay, say about in 30 is to 70 ratio or 20 is to 80 ratio or 10:90 ratio, we will gauge both cement and the lime. Okay, for example, if 100 kg of this cement is required, means we will replace that 100 kg of cement by 20 kg of lime. In that case, what will be the proportion? It will be 20 into 80. Okay, we will add 20 kg of lime and 80 kg of cement. Okay, so we will be gauging this cement and the lime. Okay, along with the sand and water, so which will finally constitute the gauged mortar. It is called as gauged mortar. So the mixture of cement, lime, sand, and water is called as gauged mortar. The next type of mortar is a silky mortar. Silky mortar means here in place of sand we will use surki. Surki means it is broken brick powder. Okay, the broken brick powder is called as surki. That broken brick powder can be used in place of sand. Okay, we can replace this sand by broken bricks. Okay, which are called as surki. Okay, surki is nothing but broken brick powder is called as surki. The mixture of lime, surki, and water is called as surki mortar. Okay, in surki mortar, what we will do? We will replace the whole sand by surki. What is surki? It is broken brick powder. Okay. Then the next one is cement mortar. It is most commonly used type of mortar nowadays. It is mixture of cement, sand, and water. Okay, mixture of cement, sand, and water is called as cement mortar. Then next type is lime pozzolana mortar. Lime pozzolana mortar. So here lime pozzolana mortar means it is a mixture of lime, pozzolana, sand, and water. See here lime mortar means mixture of lime, sand, and water. Lime pozzolana mortar means mixture of lime, then pozzolana, sand, and water. Okay, that is called as lime pozzolana mortar. Pozzolana means it is nothing but fly ash or the slag. Okay, or one more material will come GGBS. Okay, granulated blast furnace slag. Okay, they are considered as pozzolana. The fly ash is there. No, yesterday I explained in yesterday's class. Fly ash means it is the byproduct from thermal power plant. Okay, when the coal is ignited at higher temperature, whatever the residue we get, that residue is called as fly ash. That fly ash is called as pozzolana. Okay, pozzolana means it is a material which is having similar characteristics to that of cement. Okay, if a material having same or similar characteristics as that of cement, characteristics means it may be physical characteristics like density, specific gravity, okay, or it may be chemical characteristics or chemical composition. Okay, if the chemical composition and physical characteristics are matching with the cement, that material is called as pozzolana. Okay, so this lime or the GGBS, granulated blast furnace slag, both are taken as pozzolanic materials. Okay, therefore the lime pozzolana mortar means it is a mixture of lime, pozzolana or pozzolanic material, sand, and the water. Okay, is called as lime pozzolana mortar. Okay, then next type is mud mortar. Okay, in the name itself, we will have the definition. We can understand its meaning by just looking into its name only, right? Mud mortar. Mud mortar means here mud is used as bending material along with the sawdust or rice cash or cow dung. Okay, and mud mortar was also used in olden days. In olden days, we have uh, the wall thickness, very high wall thickness, right? You can just see the older constructions, okay, which are built before 50 years, right? If you see those constructions, no, or if you see those houses, you can just see the walls. Okay, wall thickness is very high there. Okay, nowadays we are constructing only 8-inch wall or maximum 12-inch wall we are constructing. But in olden days, uh, the people used to construct the walls with larger thickness. Okay, larger thickness, 18-inch wall. Okay, 18-inch wall or sometimes 30-inch wall. Okay, up to 60-inch or up to 2 feet width. Okay, up to 2 feet width. The people used to construct the walls. Okay, those walls were built by using this stone. Okay, stone blocks. Okay, there was no concept of bricks. Okay, before, if you take the constructions which took place before 50 years. Uh, at that time, brick was there, but it was not popular in the market. All the constructions were done by using these stone blocks only. Okay, for those stone blocks, people were using this mud mortar construction of walls using stone blocks. Okay, for those walls, people were using this mud mortar only, which is the mixture of mud, water, uh, and some additive like rice cash or cow dung, okay, or sawdust. Okay, rice cash means what? What is the meaning of rice cash? It is the ash which is obtained by rice mills. Okay, the ash which is obtained by rice mill is called as rice cash. Sawdust means from sawmill. Okay, from sawmill, whatever the dust which is generated, the dust is called as sawdust. Okay, so along with the mixture of soil and the water, if we add sawdust or the rice cash, the strength of that or binding ability of that mortar will increase. Okay, therefore the mud mortar is the mixture of soil, water and rice cash or sawdust or the cow dung. Okay, that is called as mud mortar. Then next type of mortar, aerated cement mortar. Aerated cement mortar means here in it is normal mortar only, cement mortar only. It is cement mortar only, means mixture of cement, sand and water only. In this mortar, we will be adding some air entraining agent. We will be adding some air entraining agent which generates force in the mortar. Okay, the purpose of adding this air entraining agent is to increase the workability of the mortar, to increase the workability of the mortar or to reduce the stiffness of the mortar. See, when you mix mortar, okay, say if you take cement, sand and water, if you mix it, no, it should have good flowability. It should have good flowability so that it can be easily handled by the labor or the mistri. Okay, it should be easily handled. Means it should be easily mixed and it should be easily taken and used for the construction. Used for the construction of the wall. It should not be too stiff to use it for construction purpose. If it is too stiff, no, the spreading of the mortar, okay, to the required shape and binding and keep placing the bricks over the mortar, it becomes a difficult task there. Okay, therefore, whatever the mortar we are making, it should have good flowability. To increase that flowability, okay, we will use this air entraining agents. We will use this air entraining agents to the mortar. So if we add this air entraining agents, these air entraining compounds will improve the workability of the mortar. Okay, workability is nothing but ease with which the mortar can be mixed, placed, compacted, and finished. Okay, that is called as workability. Okay, that overall process is called as workability. Workability means it is the ease with which mortar can be mixed, placed, compacted, and finished. That is called as workability. Okay, plasticity means it is resistance to undergo this permanent deformation. Okay, resistance of the mortar to undergo permanent deformation is called as plasticity. See, if you add this air entraining agent into the mortar, the plasticity as well as workability of the mortar will increases. Okay. So the specialty of this aerated cement mortar is, to the common mortar, we will add some air entraining agent. Add some air entraining agent, which is called as, the final product is called as aerated cement mortar. Okay. Then next type of mortar, heavy weight mortar. Okay. As the name itself indicates, heavyweight mortar means the weight of the mortar is high. Means not, it is nothing but the density. Density of the mortar will be high. Okay, density means mass per unit volume. Okay, density means mass per unit volume. The mass per unit volume of the mortar is high. Okay, if the weight of the mortar is high, if the density of the mortar is high, then it is called as heavy weight mortar. Okay, this heavy weight mortar is uh, generally used to construct these radioactive means this atomic thermal power plants will be there, no? Atomic power plants. There for radiation shielding, we will use this heavyweight mortar. Okay. If it is having more density, it will not allow the harmful rays outside the structure. Okay. There we have to use this heavyweight mortar. Okay. Then next type, lightweight mortar. Okay. Lightweight mortar means the weight or density of the mortar is less. Density of the mortar is less. If the density of the mortar is less, then it is called as lightweight mortar. Okay. And these lightweight mortars are used to reduce the self weight of the structure. Okay. If you want to construct a building with lightweight, then we will go for this lightweight mortar. Okay. To reduce the self weight of the structure, we will use this lightweight mortar. And this lightweight for the mortar is achieved by using this sawdust or racers cash. Okay. So this sand will be replaced by these materials. Okay. Sawdust or the racers. These materials are having very less density. They are having very lesser weight. Okay. Lesser weight compared to our normal M sand or the river sand. Okay, so if you replace this M sand or river sand by this sawdust or the ricer's cash, no, so we will be able to achieve this lightweight in the mortar, okay, or the lightweight mortar. And coming to the heavyweight mortar, we have to use some a special kind of sand, okay, which has high density, okay, high density. Even the cement, which has high density, then we will be able to achieve this heavyweight mortar. Okay, so that's all about different types of mortar. If you have got any doubts in any of the discussion in types of the mortar, you can ask. Okay, next, the requirements of a mortar. See, if you are using mortar for some constructional purpose or for some constructional activity, what should be the requirements of the mortar? What should be its requirements? Okay. The first thing is the mortar should be capable of developing good bond. Okay, bond between the bricks. Okay, it should be capable of uh, it should be capable of developing the good bond between the bricks, because this plays a major role. Okay, this cement mortar, no, it plays a vital role in construction of the masonry wall. If this mortar is failing to bind the bricks properly, means definitely even the bricks which you are using are strong, the masonry wall will get failure. It will undergo failure. Okay, or it will get collapsed. Therefore, this mortar will play a major role. It will play a vital role in bonding the layers of the bricks, both horizontally as well as vertically. Okay. Therefore, uh, it should be in such a way that it should develop good bond between the surfaces of the bricks. Okay, that is what the main requirement of the mortar. Then second requirement is it should be capable of developing designed stresses. Designed stresses means it should be capable of handling all the load, all the calculated load that will act, that is acting on it. Okay. So if you are constructing a masonry, over that masonry, some kind of load will be acting. Even the self weight of the masonry will be there. Uh, Therefore, the mortar which you are using, it should be capable of handling that load. It should not undergo any cracking. Okay, the crack should not develop due to the load that is acting on the masonry, or the load that is acting on the mortar. Okay, how the load transfer will take place? If you take a masonry wall, initially the load will be applied to the brick, and from the brick it will be transferred to the mortar. Again, from the mortar to the underlying brick, like that. Therefore, mortar will also take part in handling this load. It should be capable of handling this load. It should be capable of handling this stress which is acting on it. Okay. Then next requirement, it should be capable of resisting penetration of rainwater. Okay. So this is also a major requirement of the mortar. During rainy season, there will be continuous rain. There will be continuous drizzling, right? During the rainy season, if the masonry or if the wall comes in continuous touch with the water, there is possibility of absorbing that water. Okay, the mortar may absorb that rainwater, and when it absorbs the water, no, the air voids or the pores in the mortar uh, will expand. Okay, when the air voids or the pores inside the mortar will get expanded, no, it will develop some cracks. Okay, when that expansion of the air voids or the pores increases to some extent, then it will lead to propagation of the cracks. Okay, and it will also reduce the bonding ability of that mortar. It will also reduce strength of the mortar. Therefore, it is very important to have a good resistance to the water penetration. Okay, it is very important to have good resistance to the water penetration. Okay, when the mortar comes in contact with the water. Okay, uh, to improve this resistance to the water infiltration or water penetration, we have some chemical reagents in the market now. By adding those chemical reagents, we can make the cement mortar or the cement concrete water resistant. Okay. Then next important requirement is it should be cheap. Okay. Everyone look for lesser cost only, right? Anything. Uh, the cement mortar, it is a major constructional material which we will be using for the construction of any structure. It may be a residential building or commercial building or any corporate building. Okay, their mortar is a major material. If it is expensive in nature, then it will lead to higher cost of construction. It will lead to higher cost of the construction. Therefore, it should be cheap. Okay, it should be cheap. Then the durability of the mortar should be high. Okay, it should be durable. Okay, durable means it should perform its intended function for the long period of time. Okay, the mortar should perform its intended function for the long period of time. Okay, normally we will design these buildings for 100 years of life. Okay, throughout 100 years it should perform well. The mortar, okay, mortar which we are used for construction of that building, throughout the life cycle of the structure it should perform well. It should handle the load. It should not absorb any water. Okay, it should create a good bond between the bricks. Okay, that is what the word durable means. Ability to sustain for a long period of time. Okay, ability to sustain for a long period of time is called as durability. The durability of the cement mortar should be high. Okay, durability of the cement mortar should be high. Then the next requirement, it should be easily workable. Okay, it should be easily workable. As I said before, workable means it should have good workability. Workability means the ease with which the mortar can be mixed, placed, compacted, and finished. Okay, it should be easy to handle it. It should not be too stiff. Okay, the masonry or the builder should not feel difficult to handle that mortar. Okay, it should be proportioned in such a way that the mortar, it should be proportioned in such a way that it should have good workability. It should have good flowability. Okay, to use it for construction purpose. Then the last factor, sorry, still there. Uh, the next important requirement is it should not affect the durability of materials with which it comes into contact. Okay, mortar. See, if you construct the masonry wall, it will be in continuous contact with the cement bricks. Sorry, continuous contact with the bricks. It may be cement bricks or it may be mud bricks. Okay, it should not affect the quality of that brick. Okay, it should not affect the quality of the brick because it will be in continuous touch with the bricks. Okay, layers of the bricks. When it comes in contact with the layers of the bricks, it should not reduce its life. Okay, that is what the one of the requirements of good quality of the mortar. Then the next requirement, it should set quickly so that speed in construction may be achieved. Okay. See, nowadays people want faster construction. Okay, within 6 months they want their house to be ready to get in. Okay, to do their opening ceremony. Therefore, whatever the mortar we are using, it should quickly set. Unless until the mortar gets set, no, we cannot proceed for the next phase of the construction. For example, if you are laying one layer of bricks by using mortar, okay, it should get sufficient hardness. It should get hardened. Okay, the mortar should get hardened. It should set. Okay, within short period of time, so that we can proceed for the next layer of the brick. Okay, we can proceed for the next layer of the brick. So in that way, if we are using that mortar for some particular construction, the mortar should set quickly. Okay, so that the next layer of the brick can be constructed without any results. Okay, then I think this is the last requirement. The joints, the joints formed by mortar should not develop cracks, and they should be able to maintain their appearance for a sufficiently long period. Okay, sometimes what happens after constructing a masonry wall by using the mortar or after doing the plastering work, some here and there some hair cracks will be observed. Okay, here and there some cracks are will be propagated in the mortar. They should not propagate like that. Okay, For that, we should take some precautionary measures. Means we should continuously keep curing that mortar with the water. Okay, if you are using some mortar for some construction, immediately from the next day you should start curing. If you leave as it is, no, what happens? Uh, all the moisture that was there during the construction, okay, that was present in the mortar during the construction, it will get evaporated out into the atmosphere by leaving the pores inside the mortar. That will lead to propagation of the cracks. That will lead to propagation of the cracks. Therefore, the carelessness in doing the curing of the concrete or the mortar will lead to these kind of cracks. These kind of cracks. Therefore, uh, the mortar should hold the moisture for long period of time so that curing will get uh, uh, curing it will get over within a short period of time, and and there should not be any propagation of the cracks. And even when external load is applied, when you increase the number of floors, then load on the mortar will increases. When the load on the mortar increases, no, again there will be propagation of the cracks. You should not develop it. Okay, it should have sufficient strength. Okay, the mortar should have sufficient strength. How to achieve this sufficient strength? We have to design that mixed proportion of the mortar. Okay, the combination of or the proportion of cement, sand, and water will be there. No, we have to design that. Okay, then we can achieve good strength in the mortar, and there won't be any problem of cracks. Okay, during its service. Okay, so that's all about the mortar. If anyone got any doubts in this topic, you can ask. Otherwise, I will move on to the next topic. Okay, I hope you got some idea about the mortar. If a question is asked on the mortar, first you should tell the definition of the mortar. Okay, then you should tell its applications or uses of the mortar. Then you should write the types of mortar. Then requirements of mortar. Okay, all these things you need to write. Okay. Now we will move on to the next topic, that is concrete. Okay, concrete is